When you talk about green energy, there's one name that gets people really fired up and also really scared. That's Plug Power. So today, we're going to tear this company down to its studs and see what's really going on under the hood. Let's do this. Okay, so the whole debate about Plug Power pretty much boils down to this one massive question. Is this company the future of clean energy? Or is it a financial time bomb just ticking away, waiting to go off? That's the big mystery we're diving into. First things first, to even get a handle on this puzzle, you've got to understand the dream. And trust me, it's a big one. The reason everyone talks about Plug Power is because their vision isn't just ambitious. It's world-changing if they can actually pull it off. And that whole dream, it's all built on this one thing, green hydrogen. Now, the idea itself is surprisingly simple, but it's so powerful. You basically take renewable energy, think solar panels or wind turbines, and use it to zap water. H2O, right? It splits it into hydrogen and oxygen. And boom, you've got a completely clean, zero-emission fuel. We're talking about the stuff that could power our entire world, from trucks to factories, without any carbon. So here's Plug Power's master plan. And it's not small. They don't want to just sell you a piece of the puzzle. Nope. They want to own the entire hydrogen ecosystem, the whole shebang. They build the machines that make the hydrogen, they build the giant plants that produce the fuel, and they sell the fuel cell systems that run on it. I mean, they've got giants like Amazon and Walmart using their tech right now in their warehouse forklifts. On paper, you look at this and think, wow, that is a brilliant all-in-one strategy. Okay, so you've got this amazing vision. You've got these massive customers. You'd think the money would just be pouring in, right? Well, this is where the plot thickens. This is where our financial mystery really kicks into high gear. Let's look at the numbers, because they tell a very, very different story. A story written completely in red ink. All right, let's start with the good news, because there is some. Plug Power is absolutely making sales. I mean, look at that. In just the first 9 months of the year, they raked in about $652 million in revenue. That is a big number. It proves people actually want to buy their stuff. But, and this is a huge but, revenue is only one side of the coin. And here it is, the flip side of that coin. This number right here. This is the core of the whole problem. A gross margin of negative 35%. Let me say that again. Negative. A positive margin means you make a profit on what you sell. A negative one? Well, it's like you're literally paying your customers to take your products off your hands. It's not great. Let's break that down because this is really important. For every single dollar that comes in the door at Plug Power, it costs them about $1.35 just to make and sell their product. And get this, that's before they even pay for R&D, for marketing, for the lights in the office, or for any salaries. It's a business model that right now is just fundamentally broken. So you got to be asking yourself, right? If you're losing money on every single thing you sell, where on earth is the cash coming from to keep the lights on? That's the next part of our investigation. Let's follow the money. Okay, look at this chart. It tells you everything you need to know. On one side, you have their bank account, right? All their available cash, about $1.1 billion. Then on the other side, you have how fast they're burning through it. And that's somewhere between $800 and $900 million a year. You don't need a PhD in finance to see that one of these numbers is about to catch up to the other one, and fast. And that imbalance, that race between cash in the bank and cash going out the door, it brings us to the most critical nail-biting part of this whole story, the ticking clock. Just how much time do they actually have left? Well, the math is scarily simple. At their current burn rate, Plug Power has about 4 to 5 quarters of cash left. That's it, roughly 1 year until the bank account hits zero. If there's one single number you take away from this whole explainer, it's this one. It means they are in a constant, desperate search for more money to stay alive. So how have they made it this far, you ask? I mean, if they're losing money constantly, this timeline right here shows you the secret. They just keep printing more stock. The pizza analogy is perfect here. Think of the company as a pizza. To get more cash, they don't make the pizza bigger, they just cut it into more and more tiny slices. So if you're a shareholder, your slice just keeps getting smaller. Look at those numbers. The share count has exploded from 450 million back in 2020 to more than 755 million today. That's a lot of new slices. Okay, so let's put it all together. You've got this grand, world-changing vision on one side. But on the other, you have these awful negative margins, a massive cash burn, and constant dilution of shareholders. What you end up with is a super, super high-stakes bet. And right now, the company's entire fate, pretty much everything, comes down to one single thing: a potential massive loan from the US Department of Energy. This table kind of lays out the odds as the market sees them. You've got about a 45% chance they get the loan and things stabilize. But then there's a 40% chance it gets delayed or falls through, which would be catastrophic. It's basically a coin flip for the company's survival. And this is why you have to be really clear about how you look at a company like Plug Power. There are two totally different ways to see it. If you're a trader, you might love this. The volatility, the crazy swings on every piece of news, it's the playground. But if you're a long-term investor who cares about, fundamentals and profits, the extreme risk, the negative margins, the fact that they have to dilute you more in the future, those are giant, flashing red flags. Which really brings us to this quote, and honestly, I don't think you can sum it up any better than this. It says that Plug Power trades less like a normal stock and more like a government policy-linked financing instrument. Let's be real about what that means. The stock isn't moving based on profits or even its technology right now. It's moving based on the hope of getting a government lifeline. So here we are, back where we started. But now you see the whole picture, right? The green dream is huge and exciting, but the financial reality is, well, it's brutal. So I'll leave you with this question to chew on. What's it going to take for Plug Power to actually survive? Do they just need to perfect their tech? Do they just need that government money? Or is it time to throw out the entire financial playbook and start over? I don't know the answer, but one thing's for sure, the clock is definitely ticking.